Well, we had to do it.
You don't know what you're doing.
You know, we're a metal channel that has run out of metal.
How things change and stuff. I wasn't that surprised after all, you know. Sucks though.
And we're really starting to become more rap, and I'm not upset about it. Coming from a metalhead, that's almost blasphemy.
Yeah.
But between NF, Tom McDonald, Drax, and Ren, we're not metalheads as much as we used to. Matter of fact, we actually did a video, I think their name was Jaluka or something like that, and I kind of went on a rant about how I am kind of over metal. But it's like the bands today have taken all of the blueprints from those days and melded it into this metalcore, deathcore.
Well, yeah.
And they're all to the point now where they're playing the same
They're all pretty much
stuff.
the same thing, yeah.
And it took me 30 plus years to get there, guys, but I got there. So when you stumble upon someone like Ren, who really doesn't have a blueprint, who kind of goes off the cuff and whatever his emotion takes him into is where it goes, very refreshing. It's like as a metalhead growing up and I hear Pantera for the first time, and then I hear Korn for the first time. You hear Killswitch Engage for the first time, and all this stuff is like mind-blowing. You're like, oh, they took metal to a different place. That's so cool. So all you Ren maniacs should be happy we are converted. Money Game Part 3, which sucks because we've never done Money Game Part 1. I know we did 2 though, because everyone told us we need to go back and do Money Game Part 1, but you guys send us so many requests. And on a side note, I saw where Ren posted and stated that he was #2 on Billboard in Europe with his new album Sick Boy, behind Rick Astley. Rick Astley is still around?
I know why. Rickroll. That's a thing now.
Well, he rickrolled
His way up to the top.
because he's ahead of Ren on the chart. So
that's funny. Everyone's getting rickrolled in the UK.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Rick Astley was big when I was a kid. So it baffles me that his name even came up on the charts, especially above just such a brilliant artist as Ren. But, you know, it is the world we live in. And Ren is an independent artist without a record company. So I'm looking forward to this. So we're going to check out Money Game 3. Let's do this. Minor chords, so it's going to be ominous. Where'd you get Sleep Token's keyboard player? God, that reminds me of the movie The Town That Dreaded Sundown. If you're old, you'll know what I'm talking about.
He looks good in a suit.
I haven't really seen him yet.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy.
1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself.
Damn.
23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. $35, he gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed up, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck. Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Dang.
Okay.
Facts. Jeez, that was a bomb.
That reminded me more of like a Broadway musical than an actual song. I liked it.
Freaking loved this.
He's just got such a great way of breaking it down, especially the way he did it by age. I mean, hell, our 4-year-old could probably sit down and listen to that and get into it because she gets to count. But yeah, the guy's a genius. I mean,
yeah, and the way that he like told the story was just freaking awesome.
Again, you know, since we've started doing this channel and we started out with the Metal World Tour, we did much metal as we could find, and at some point we started to deviate into other things thanks to you guys suggesting it. And here we are, and this reminds me somewhat of a Story by NF.
Yeah.
Where the entire song tells a story. It's something that you can, you know, it's an image in your head that you can picture as you go along with him. And you can picture Jimmy. You can picture his surroundings and his palace and meeting the cartel and doing all these things. But I mean, he's absolutely right.
All of it.
We live such a privileged life. And I mean, we're so privileged to the point that we literally have white liberals defending people that never once asked them to defend them.
Yeah.
And get nowhere near as upset about things that affect them as the white liberal believes it should. Very well illustrated in the way he broke this down as to how this kid turned out to be a genius and continue to pursue power. And it's kind of what we teach people these days. There's no family, there's no connection. I mean, when you watch television and when you listen to a lot of these quote unquote influencers, it's me. It's all about me. I don't think there's a person out there with enough money to make me feel poor when I'm surrounded by the love of the children we have. So take that for what you will, but money doesn't buy happiness, and little Jimmy found that out.
Very late in life.
Yeah. So yeah, get in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on REN. You're REN fans. If you're not, you're fools.
I loved the fact that he broke the fourth wall like 3 different times.
I love the fact that he brought in the cello players to play for literally 5 seconds.
He said, cut the music.
And stops them. And then when he decides he's ready to end everything, they just kind of step up and go, okay, we're going to go back to what we did for those 5 seconds.
We're going to do this again.
But it goes to show you that if you have an idea and have a way of implementing it that you think will affect other people, you don't need the music in the background.
Yeah.
All you need is what you have to say. And if what you have to say is that important, people are going to be on the edge of their seat without all the loud bass,
Yeah.
the distorted guitars, or whatever you might have to put in it. He doesn't need all that. He's got a very particular way that he can draw in the interest. It's one of the things I train a lot of the people that work for me, that when I tell them, when you get on the phone with somebody, there's magic words that can stop a conversation and take control of it almost instantly. And it's very simple. Somebody goes on a rant and starts talking, you just go, hey, real quick, and that ends it. Now they're stopped, they're listening to you. Or if they're on a tangent and they're just talking, you go, hey, listen. That's all you gotta say, and they'll stop. That's power. And it's the power of how to use the verbiage and how to control, because he could literally stand there, look at the camera, take a sip from his coffee, set it down, load a .45 caliber, one bullet at a time, and the entire time you're glued. You're glued. And he didn't really have to do anything, but his power is in his presentation. And you can't beat that. And like I said, I train people on this all the time. And what he just displayed there is exactly what I love to train people on, is if you want to take control, you have to stand out. And people have to want to listen to you. People want to listen to REN. And I understand it. And we are now officially REN fans. So whatever name we're supposed to have, go ahead and label us. I know Tom McDonald has the Hogs. I guess we're Hogs now because we are fans. Same goes with REN. Are we REN fairs? What are we? We're Reniacs.
What are we?
Yeah. What have we become? Go ahead, get in the comments.
The fanship name.
Label us. Yeah, let us know what we are, but we're that. Like, share.
Subscribe.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Until the next time, guys, as always, come at me, bro.
The Brodown is over. Let's bro out.